Hey, yo, what is going on, guys? Got a brand new deck guide for you guys today. Today, we are doing a kind of revamped version of the zombie revival deck that Jeeeet made, but we're using Adamantium Infusion, and I'm going to give you guys a fair warning. I did a lot of testing with this list. Want to get this video out for you guys, but I do think that Phoenix Force is still the better fit than Adamantium Infusion. We did have some really cool games where we got this to really pop off, and getting that double onto the card you destroyed is really nice, and the targeting is really awesome, but Phoenix Force just works better in general with this list, which you'll actually see in a game where I get Phoenix Force from the hub, because it allows you to kind of have more diversity with your lines and be able to kind of save your Kid Omega for stuff later on in the game, which of course we did a video on that deck a couple weeks ago, but this is kind of using the new super premium season pass card in order to get some value as well. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in case you guys did not know, Adamantium Infusion is the 4-cost super premium season pass card with the ability on reveal, revive your highest power destroy card here with its power doubled. Of course, this makes the on reveal go off again for that card as well. Think of like when Phoenix Force revives a card, Ghost Rider revives a card, Elixir revives a card. Like it does the same thing, makes the on reveal go off again because you're playing that card in a sense. Again, but it does not count as the last played card. The last played card, of course, would be your Adamantium Infusion, so you can't Taskmaster it, you can't Kid Omega it, but it does allow you to have a lot of huge power in some of these, certain lanes. Which I really did enjoy, and I think in a different style of revival list, which you'll probably see Jeeeet post a new one, of course, and we'll probably try it at some point in the season. Maybe this has an even better home there, opposed to this zombies list. I just wanted to try it in the zombies list, which we did climb. We are in the 80s with this list, and did do pretty well. But I do think that Phoenix Force is the better card than Adamantium Infusion for this list. Not to say you can't actually have success with it, though. And then, of course, the two main cards we were using in this are going to be Sage or Cassandra Nova as our other, 3-cost destroy card in order to get some vertical value. I was having more success with Sage to start, and then I started running into a lot of Arishem and Thanos, which is when I switched over to Cassandra Nova and started having the success there. Because, of course, it is either Cassandra Nova or Sage, depending on what your pocket meta is at the moment. Of course, Cassandra Nova gives you a lot of extra value into those Thanos and Arishem matchups. It is almost an auto snap into an Arishem matchup, especially if you have a Firehair and a Destroy card. Especially if it's something like a Venom or a Kid Omega, so you can also maintain that power from the Cassandra Nova. It's kind of like one of those easy snap conditions there. And then Sage, if you're not running into those, of course, you set up Sage in order to be destroyed by a Kid Omega or a Misery. Misery is really solid into this for the Adamantium Infusion, of course, because that allows you to proc that on reveal again. And that means when you bring it back, it is then doubled with the higher procced on reveal power, opposed to just the initial on reveal power. What I mean by that is having Sage go off twice, so then it has, added that +2 twice, and then when you play Adamantium Infusion, it doubles and on reveal goes off again, so Sage goes off 3 times, opposed to, Sage hits 1 card, and then you, destroy it with a Kid Omega, and then you Adamantium Infuse it. Then, of course, Sage only goes off twice, and it's a smaller double. So using Misery in that sense with Sage is really solid, or because if you don't have, that Venom line, being able to maintain that power kind of feels a little rough into that kind of situation. Of course, swapping Adamantium Infusion for Phoenix Force, you kind of got to target the way you destroy cards a little bit differently, since Adamantium Infusion always targets the highest powered destroy card, whereas something like Phoenix Force looks at all of your destroy pile, and then it pulls a card from there. It's not targeted. So just kind of keep that in mind if you want to play still more of the Phoenix Force version opposed to the Adamantium Infusion version. But that's the main flex spot there. Elixir works really, really well in this list, allowing you to have another revival, something you can even do on turn 5. You destroy a card with Misery on turn 4, and then you Elixir Venom on turn 5, getting that card to go off again, and then Venom also absorbs the power from that card that got its on reveal procced now 3 times. With that Misery interaction, having Firehair gives you enabling stuff there too. Kind of a necessity in this list would be Elixir. If you don't have Elixir, there's a world you could try something like a Grandmaster. Maybe it's just not going to feel the exact same because you are really trying to revive a large variety of things here. And of course, Elixir is targeted to the last turn you destroyed a card. It does not proc if you have not destroyed a card on the previous turn. It just kind of just sits there kind of thing. And then, of course, we're playing the zombie line. So we have the Hunger, we have Zombie Mr. Fantastic, and we also have Zombie Giant Man, Zombie Mr. Fantastic to be able to proc onto the Horde, give it value. It also has an on reveal that your Misery can hit Zombie Mr. Fantastic to make that +2 go onto the Horde again. And then playing cards onto Zombie Scarlet Witch having value. Zombie Giant Man can scale. Especially if you use something like a Firehair Kid Omega, gives you some extra value for that Zombie Giant Man because you're destroying that Zombie Giant Man to get that power onto Kid Omega, which procs that ability. Then it also procs again on Firehair. And then you revive it with something like an Elixir or an Adamantium Infusion, or if you're running the Phoenix Force version instead with Phoenix Force, to get some of that extra value. And that card's already, the Horde's been buffed up twice now, potentially in one turn. So your Zombie Giant Man is going to get actually +6 the next time it gets revived because it already had that +2 originally from the Zombie Giant Man proc, and then another +2 from the Firehair proc, and then the Zombie Giant Man procs again, so that would be essentially +6 there. And there's a lot of instances where I was setting up Adamantium Infusion with Venom. If I had Firehair on the board to get that just to go off again, or for that on reveal just to go crazy, like to continue to kind of like get that little snowball going is the thought process there. But yeah, Venom, you maintain power on the board when you're destroying these cards. Same with Kid Omega, you maintain the power. Of course, it's in a different lane, whereas Venom is the same lane. You would maintain that power for where you destroyed a card. Having Firehair is a necessity in this list. Honestly, Misery is probably close to a necessity in here. You have Superior Spider-Man to be able to do something like an Adamantium Infusion Venom final turn. Just having 7 energy feels really solid into this. Kind of think of like why you would run, something like a Luna Snow potentially in like, Black Knight, so you could do like a Lady Sif into like a Ghost Rider, but it's actually more essential to have that extra energy, I think, in here than even just in like Black Knight kind of things. So just kind of keeping that in mind. Zombie Scarlet Witch allowing you to do the zombie line. If you don't have Zombie Scarlet Witch, you probably shouldn't run this list. I think you'd probably just play more of a different kind of like destroy revival list, because this is literally zombies. We are playing the Hunger, we are playing the Horde. This is a Horde zombies revival list. I would play a different style of that if you don't have the zombie enablers. You don't have to have Zombie Fantastic. You could potentially cut that for like a Grandmaster, or if you wanted to do Phoenix Force. I think it just makes it a bit clunkier. You're not able to really get that zombie line you really want if you don't do Zombie Fantastic. But I guess it's worth testing to kind of see that there. I haven't done that testing just yet, but it's just kind of like something I'm keeping in mind. Kid Omega is actually very essential in this list too, to make sure you can maintain power on the board, as well as getting that destroy proc. Like, it's just really good for being able to revive stuff. So kind of keeping that in mind. But other than that, it's kind of just a tight list. So just keep that in mind when you're playing this list. And the lines, there's a variety of different lines, but you gotta like think about this list a lot. Think of like with like bounce and stuff, you're really setting up your plays later on in the game in order to get your maximum value. And play this so I can do this 3 turns later. It's kind of something you're doing this list. You really got to think when you're playing this list, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on and into this that allows you to win some of these games you think you're going to be losing. Like, there's a game in here where I get hit turn 1 with a Korg, Kate Bishop, Terrax, and I have 4 rocks in my deck. Of course, RNG played a factor in there. I know I only drew one rock, spoiler alert. But into that scenario, I was able to find a way and find the line to be able to win that game, which is something I think that's kind of important in Snap, is you're not always out of every game. There's some instances where you're dead and you just need to retreat. Retreat for 1 because you don't have the draws you need. And then there's some games you're like, I could stay in this. I'm already in for 2. I can get to turn 6 since I've already in for 2 and see if I can do something. You can kind of just wait it out, be patient, stay true to what you're trying to do kind of situation. And I think that'll help with the climb in general. But yeah, that's going to be the overall gist of the deck and some of the lines we have for it. We're going to jump right into some gameplay from stream from last night. And if you guys do enjoy the gameplay, definitely feel free to check out the live streams on Twitch. I stream later at night, but that's where I get like a lot of this gameplay for these deck guides that we post here on YouTube is going to be from Twitch. So definitely check that out. The Twitch info will be down in the description below, as well as Jet's Twitch and Twitter, which of course have a inspiration for this deck here. We just changed out 1 card for that there. And then be on the lookout, because I'm kind of feeling like doing some Weapon X for tomorrow's video. Of course, Destroy Hot Location today has a bit of an impact on that as well, since we do have Altar of Death. But I've been playing some of Parrot's Weapon X deck off stream, and it's feeling pretty solid. So shout out to Parrot there. Probably do that for tomorrow's video. And yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the video. Holy moly. And yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. All right. We have a good start here, as long as it's not a destroy bot. If it's not a destroy bot, I think we'll be okay. That is just what I don't want to hit, is a destroy bot. It is not a destroy bot. Okay, we're good. We are big old chilling here. Okay. Come on, good location here, buddy. Please. Krakoa? Oh, my brother. Oh, my goodness. All right, show me the money. A money shot here. Money shot. Money shot. Because this is kind of crazy. Psylocke. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, give me something cool. Just give me something cool. That's kind of cool. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Nakia into floating energy for Sunspot. Okay. So let's go Superior Middle. Superior Middle. Magic. Okay, I'm glad we Superior Middle. So glad. Okay. All right. And this goes off again. Do that. Dino! Okay. We do get Misery left, but we can make this work, okay? So, now... So we actually have a really interesting play here, okay? Really interesting. The Season Pass giveaway has not happened just yet. Not just yet. Oh. Is Ironheart trying to screw me over here? Surely not. Surely not. All right. So it's gonna be Kid Omega. It eats this. We go to 12, and then we go to 24. 24. Yo, what's going on, Joker? Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. As long as that's not like an Iron Man, or is it Gore? Gore would be pretty rough too. All right. Actually, no, we beat the Gore. And then that is Big Venom. Which also brings back Big Misery? The play is so crazy. That play is so wild to me. I forgot that Venom also would eat the Adamantium Infusion, making Firehair go off again. Yeah. I had forgotten that that is something we figured out today while we were doing our testing. Is that Adamantium Infusion, since it doesn't finish the process skill, kind of like, you know, the way Merlin's spells work sometimes. Hunger into Superior is pretty good. And we have Elixir, Mr. No Idea. Okay. It's not too shabby. Having the superior value is always very nice here. Cobra. Let's hold on to Cobra just for a second. Now I think I will activate Cobra. Cassandra Nova. Okay. We get invisible when first steps. They get Fantasticar. They Venom. Okay, so they're playing the same deck. They're playing the same deck. Do I just go? I mean, I could go for power on the board. That's kind of the thought process there. They Gladiator. Gladiator hits my Fanta. Okay. And Elixir my Cass. That's very interesting. Wouldn't you want to Elixir before the Gladiator? Wouldn't that be the play? Elixir before Gladiator? Okay. That'll work. Or Cassandra Nova, depending on like pocket meta and stuff. Clintar technically would count as having the power on the board for Superior Spider-Man, I do believe, right? I do believe. Yo, Vendetta, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the kingdom. Magic Mike! Yo. The Magic Mike? That's also really good for their bullseye. Some immediate bullseye value there. And Collector. Both those cards get some really good value there. Really solid. Deep Space! So Meek doesn't get any power. We like that. I don't have... I mean, I have Destroy Enablers here, and I have Elixir and stuff. But still not for certain if this is the snap I'm looking for. Morb into Jin and Blade. Blade hits the Jin. Okay. It's going to be this, that, activate, then that. It's kind of the thought process there. Get that to go off again. Gambit hits Scorn, which hits a Jin, which gives me more Firehair things. Cool. Okay. That's a lot of energy. Get Zombie Giant Man. If I go just zombie, wait, what does I get? I destroyed Zombie Fanta. I don't know how they're getting 10 power right, so I think it's this. And I mean, I could just play power there. I think it's just this. They have to hit me with, like, the craziest okey doke. Like, it's got to be Dracula or something crazy. Left, I feel. Frigga on Gambit. Pretty good. Okay. That's fair. Into Jin. So, my goal here is to get as many cards just on the board as possible. That's what we're trying to do. We get Venom. Okay. Yeah, Gambit would never betray us. Surely. Surely. Do I need more power left? No. No. We just do Jin. You think just play from mid? You think I just go play Elixir mid? Just have extra power. You think I have to Adamantium? Well, Adamantium. Oh, actually, that's true. No, actually, you're right. If I go Venom, I can then Adamantium. That's true. I forgot about the. Yeah. No. You're right. You're totally right. Totally right. Because we have the board space now. I didn't see that line, so very, very good shout out there. We totally had the board space to do all that. Venom, Adamantium, Jin. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I literally was looking. That is the easiest read I could have made there, and I was about to literally do the opposite. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, it's just we had the board space. I was looking at it. I can only Venom here. I don't have the board space to do other stuff, but I totally had the board space. Okay, we start off with Firehair. Cool. What do we got? I mean, we have Hunger. I mean, I have Misery and Adamantium Infusion with Hunger. I don't hate this. Iron Patriot. Valid. We draw a card. Victoria Hand. Victoria Hand. That is a bit funky. Lizard. Oh, wait. Is this this? This is Sauron deck, actually? Aha! I knew the Horde would never betray me. Los Diablos. Los Diablos. What am I setting up here? What are we setting up here? We have Prio. They're running Shadow King in this. They are running Shadow King in this deck. They're setting up Shadow King there. Galactus first steps. Galactus first steps. Core, get cast. Black Cat. That was a pretty cool play. What do we got? Chibo. Do we think Chibo is a real person? Do we? Whoa. Whoa, can I maximize this? Is there a world? Oh, this sucks! I mean, there is. I mean, I could. But I don't have anything for this. No! No! That could have been cool. I'm going to get hit with a turn 1 Galactus. Bro, what? What? Oh my gosh! That is crazy! That is so crazy! Like, what do I do? That is, yeah, that turn 1 combo literally just cooked me. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Actually, we're gonna play Venom and destroy that Kid Omega. Actually, that's the play. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We might. If I need to draw like a revive. Like I need to draw Adamantium here. Or if I draw Firehair. Firehair also would be pretty sick. But holy smokes, that was an amazing start by them. Amazing. Cord Kate. They like got full Terrax value. Deafening Cord. Oh, well. Well. That could have been interesting. Yeah, what if we draw a rock? No, we never draw rocks again. We never draw rocks again. You ready? Never, ever. Dare I say winnable? I think we do say it's winnable. This is insane. Now, and I top deck Adamantium Infusion or Elixir, right? I top deck Adamantium Infusion or Elixir. Werewolf, basic arrow. Okay. Come on, big money. Big freaking money. Come on. Do they have Shadow King? Do we think they have Shadow King? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this goes to 7. I go to 18. Is it worth? I mean, I guess it's 1 point of power. It's 1 point of power. Surely they don't draw Shadow King when I have 4 rocks in my deck, right? Oh! Oh, no. Oh, no! Darkhawk! Wait. Wait. Wait! Oh, no, we're dead. Wait, what? Wait! No! We won? We won that game! We drew 1 of those rocks, by the way. They put 4 rocks into our deck. Oh. Okay, so... You can turn 1 stab me. That's fine. That is totally fine. Ebony Maw. Okay. Yeah, Peef has graced us. Graced us here. Okay. Now, this is going to be some freaking probably War Machine shenanigans, right? So that is something I am going to need to keep in mind. Yeah, Luke's bar's really bad for us, potentially. I mean, zombie Fanta things could be pretty good here. But in general, I think this might be just a very, very tough situation. Sakar. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to go Witch here. Yeah, I think Sword. I think this has like we have potential here. Echo, right? Well, Echo wouldn't hurt us here, right? Bro, actually, no. Legion Sakaar would be sick. But they have to Storm Sakaar this turn. It's either Storm Sakaar or it's Storm Luke's Bar. Like, it's one of those. And then I genuinely pray here, excuse me, is that we get something like Firehair for next turn to be Firehair Hunger, which gives me options to do things here. It'd be Firehair Hunger. They go Jeff. Okay. I get Zombie Giant Man. They get Death. Which actually... Okay, so we have a really crazy line here, by the way. So what we can do, I can go Firehair, Hunger. And then I can set up a Misery right next turn into Elixir Phoenix Force. Like, just watch. This is about to be actually crazy here. They War Machine. So, like, this actually is going to be really crazy. Which I snap into this, actually. Because what they're going to do is they're going to Legion middle. They Legion middle. And then I have Phoenix Force and Elixir. So watch this. Jubilee. Oh, that's kind of fine, actually. Storm. Zombie Giant Man goes off. Goes away. Phoenix Force goes off. So we do this. And then this is a crazy play here, by the way. I do this into that. So Phoenix Force brings back Zombie Giant Man. And then it gets destroyed, and then Elixir brings it back, because still technically Zombie Giant Man was destroyed last turn. So this should just be a dub. That's true. Good point. If I do it right instead, it's more power on the Horde into that. There's no way they stay in this game, right? There's no way they stay into this game. I think they retreat here. What? They stayed? What? What? I'm sorry, Sergeant Scrub, but that is a that's just a devil dino. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys did stick around to the very end, let me know down below. How are you guys feeling about the new season so far? I know it's only been one day, but hopefully you guys have gotten a couple games in there. Got to do some testing yourself to kind of, get a good groove of what you got going on. And I'm already having some fun. Of course, all I have seen in my meta is Victoria Hand everywhere, so I have to play around Deafening Chord every single game. But I don't hate it, I mean, it's still a new season, and it's still going to try new things. We have an OTA on Thursday, so I mean, hopefully that has some good stuff, and maybe I'll get a new OTA video out for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Wow, please definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.